Everyone, back tuning into today's video. I'm going to have a look at the weather for the coming week, first of all, with today's video, and then we'll go on and have a look at the more extended range, have a look at some charts from the CFS model at the website, theweatheroutlook.com today, have a look at the 500 millibar height anomalies for the rest of the summer from the CFS, this morning's update of the CFS. Before I get on with all that, I just want to mention advertising this video ads on my page is at gasweathers.com. You hit play on the video ad, you'll be supporting gasweathers.com. Thanks very much for doing that. So, a very warm day coming up today. Temperatures are at least going to be up into the mid-20s across southern parts of the country. That's around 25 is around 77 Fahrenheit. Could get a little bit higher than that in the best of sunshine, maybe up to 26. But I think we'll see the temperatures lowering a little bit as we go through into tomorrow. We could have some thundery showers breaking out this afternoon as well, particularly across eastern parts of England and Scotland. Some quite big downpours. They'll be scattered, not everywhere will get them by any means, but if you get one, it'll be fairly slow moving and quite heavy, and maybe containing some hail, thunder and lightning, so you might know about it if you catch one of those downpours later on this afternoon. Temperatures should lower a little bit tomorrow. Still quite warm in the south, still possibly up to 24, perhaps that's 75, but generally temperatures are coming down a little bit across many parts of the country, certainly a degree or two down anyway in the north and the east. By the time you get through to Wednesday, actually it is turning quite a bit cooler then in the east of the country. Temperatures down into the upper teens by then, but still quite warm down in the south and the southwest. But overall the temperatures are sliding a little bit as we go through towards the middle of the week. I'm going to bring some rain in towards the west by Wednesday, and that really heralds the change to more unsettled conditions later on in the week. This is the stochastic pressure chart for Thursday. We've got a ridge of high pressure here up to the north of the country, extending down across the country, but pressure is leaking away. And by the time we get through to Friday, the latest GFS wants to bring low pressure into the south of the country. That will be bringing showers or perhaps even some heavier bouts of rain into southern and southwestern parts of the country. I'm going to sort of keep that low pressure around the country as we go through into the weekend. So by the time we get through to Sunday, for instance, the low pressure is just off the east coast of England, and we're still generally under slack sort of cold type conditions, which means we're neither under high pressure or low pressure, but generally the pressure is leaking, so we will be at risk at the very least of showers going through to the weekend. Here's the precipitation forecast for Thursday. Some showers and maybe some longer spells of rain across Ireland and coming into Wales. Elsewhere there will be a risk of showers. As we go through to Friday, well, perhaps a greater risk of showers there for England and Wales. Some of them could be heavy with risk of hail and thunder. That could well impact Wimbledon and Glastonbury, bringing some interruptions to play to Wimbledon, and of course affecting things down in Glastonbury. And as we go through into the weekend, we keep the risk of showers. Perhaps they die down a little bit on Saturday, although that's quite a way off. Perhaps come back again on Sunday, and that low pressure in the North Sea could bring some heavier rain into the east coast. And overall it does look as though a much more changeable period coming up as we go through the end of the week and into the weekend, with some very least some showers coming through, possibly some quite heavy downpours, and that could be the way things develop then as we go on into the start of July. Here's today's GFS temperature and precipitation ensemble for Manchester, and we see that we're going to be going a little bit below average with the upper air temperatures over the next few days. The red line here is where we should be at this time of year. We're a bit above average today. It is very warm still across much of the country, but temperatures will be dipping down over the next day or two. Now what you have to keep in mind with this is that these are upper air temperatures, and because the sun is just about at its strongest now, just past the longest day, so very many hours of warmth from the sun warming the atmosphere many hours through the course of the day. So we probably end up warmer than this is suggested. You would look about and think it's going to be quite a cool period coming up. It's not going to be that bad unless you're under cloud and rain conditions. Of course, the main temperatures will be limited, but as long as you get some sunshine, it's going to feel okay, it's going to feel warm, but definitely a dip in temperatures coming up this week, and we don't really get back above average then throughout the ensemble. We just sort of keep around the average in terms of the upper air temperatures going out into July. This is July the 1st just here. Perhaps what's more significant though, because as I say, the upper air temperatures don't really tell you everything you need to know about what temperatures will be like on the surface at this time of year with the sun being so strong, but perhaps more significantly are these rainfall spikes, and they are coming back as we go through into July. It looks like the first week of July could actually see some quite wet conditions there. now, this is for Manchester. It's a very wet place at the best of times, so it might not be reflective of the whole of the country. But nevertheless, the suggestion is there that as we're going along to the end of June into July, conditions are definitely turning more unsettled. Here's the temperature anomaly for the coming week, the 23rd of June to the 1st of July. And we see that going to be a little bit below average really across much of the country. Most of Europe actually coming out below average as well. Very cool conditions, or even probably say quite cold conditions across central and western parts of Russia. The warmth is down across the southeast of Europe. That's where temperature anomalies are going to be above average, but the bulk of Europe this week is actually excuse me, actually going to be around or below average coming up. So let's have a look at what may happen as we go through the rest of the summer. We've got the latest update here from the CFS model from the weatheroutlook.com. Now these charts are changing day by day. They are not the charts that I use normally in the videos. These are the ones I usually use in the videos. This is from the CFS website itself, and what that chart that you're looking at there is based upon is the daily updates of the CFS model. So what the CFS CFS website does, is it takes all the updates that happen daily from its own model and then creates an anomaly chart. So you should, in theory, with these get the most reliable picture. But we'll have a look at the charts that are changing on a daily basis today from the website, the weatheroutlook.com. You can find a link to Weather Outlook on my links page. This is the 500 millibar height anomaly for July, first of all. And we see the suggestions that there's quite a lot of northern blocking here across Greenland and Iceland going out through July as a 500 millibar height anomaly. It may extend down into mid-Atlantic as well, a bit of a mid-Atlantic ridge. Now, it doesn't show particularly low pressure to the south and east of that area of high pressure, but I would suspect there would be a trough of low pressure sitting here to the south and the east of this block of low pressure. The winds coming around that are probably from a northeasterly, northerly, maybe at times easterly direction. So that could be quite a cool list to the signal really for July. Certainly not a particularly warm signal. And if that low pressure does develop to the south and the east of the block, as it would normally to do actually at this time of the year, if that low pressure there does develop, we could have quite an unsettled month, particularly for the south of the country. Some outbreaks of rain coming up from the south and the southeast at times. It's certainly not a particularly inspiring pattern, that, with the high pressure up to the north and the northwest. Let's go on and have a look and see what it's showing for August. And in August, the anomaly for this morning, and I do have to emphasise this could change if you look at it tomorrow. It could look significantly different than this. But the anomaly for August shows again an area above average heights to the north of the country. This time more centred around Scandinavia, and again in the central part of the Atlantic, on an area of above average heights. There could be another trough of low pressure sitting underneath that across central parts of Europe. That's probably a warmer signal, I think, for August. I think we generally tend to be more easterly, possibly even southeasterly at times. So I think that could be a warmer signal, but it could still be unsettled. It's not great by any means with the high pressures in those positions. Having a look at September, of course, August has always presented a lot of problems for long-range forecasts. It's always been a very hard month to pin down. It's still proving that way, actually, on these charts. It's a very difficult month to pin down August. Going through to September, well, very obvious what's happening here. Area of above average heights again in the central part of the Atlantic going up towards Greenland, a trough of low pressure over Scandinavia. That would be pretty cool, really. We're between the trough and the ridge, so winds would tend to be northerly. And with low pressure to the east, it could be unsettled at times, particularly across northern and eastern parts of the country. We could also have to watch out for this area of low pressure down to the south of the ridge of high pressure, really the middle part of the Atlantic, because that could start to move up that way and give quite an unsettled month and some heavy bouts of rain. Southern parts of the country as well. So the anomalies for this morning from the CFS model aren't great, really, for the next couple of months, next 2 or 3 months. August perhaps not too bad, but July doesn't look good, and September doesn't look very good either. I think August would tend to be quite an unsettled month on that sort of anomaly, just that temperatures could be a bit warmer. But I say these change daily at CFS at theweatherout.com. This CFS version 2 500 millibar height anomaly charts. They do update daily, so if you come back tomorrow and have a look, they're always worth looking at, see what it's showing. Come back tomorrow, it could look quite a bit different to that. And as I say, these charts here that I use generally for the seasonal videos and for the month-ahead videos are based upon the daily updates of the CFS model and their sort of anomalies from all of those updates. Although they do change quite regularly, actually, as you go along, perhaps more than you would think they would do. Have a look at day 10. It does show on the GFS that we've got low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. That's for Thursday the 3rd of July. And as we move out beyond that, going through to Saturday the 5th of July, and then on into Monday the 7th of July, low pressure is firmly anchored around the coast. So it suggests it's nothing else, but it could be quite an unsettled opening to July. And of course, on the charts we're just looking at, the CFS model, it does look as though this could continue going through much of the coming month. Got a great July coming up, perhaps, although long range forecasting is experimental. This is the E70F finally for day 10, Thursday the 3rd of July. Shows a trough of low pressure out to west. A lot of northern blocking showing up there. Again, that's something that we did see on the CFS 500 millibar height anomaly, the suggestion of northern blocking for July, and there it is. It's shown up quite nicely on the ECMWF. Now, this would be potentially quite warm with how this trough is orientated. We could bring up a plume of quite warm air from the south, but I think overall this trough is the driving force, and it would quickly push that warmth away to the east, and it's basically setting up probably quite an unsettled spell as we go through the first week of July. So it does look as though we've got a breakdown to the fine weather that we have through much of June. We had a very nice June. It's been a warm month, temperatures well above average and pretty dry as well. I think precipitation anomalies are going to be coming out drier than average. Don't look as though we've got a breakdown to this pattern coming up this week. Things are going to turn more unsettled. Not a washout, but certainly much more unsettled than we'd be used to by the weekend. Some heavy showers. And then quite what's going on as we go into July. It could well be that this sort of more unsettled pattern is going to continue for some time, actually, certainly through the first week, perhaps even a little bit beyond that. I'm sure we'll get some settled weather at times through July, but it could be that we've had the driest sort of the driest spell that we're going to have for quite some time through June. I think things could be deteriorating a little bit as we go into July. All very speculative, of course, so don't take it too seriously. And of course, you've got holidays planned in July. Don't be too despondent. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.